Hey friends, Wayne over here at the Random Man Ink. Don't forget the ink. I'm putting these Hemi power units together and they're getting ready to ship. I am the king of Mopar brake systems and the king of Hemis. Absolutely. So we have two complete original type Hemi units going out. Most people have no idea what is really involved in a Hemi unit. Master cylinder, big old special tandem booster. The pattern is different than all others, and the rod is different than all other tandem Bendix boosters. The rear case is different. The rear case is different. That's a standard rear case. The pattern is different, and the studs are 5/16 instead of 3/8. Lots of people, hacks, shysters and shit that sold no good Hemi shit for a while, used to, Phil Newcombs, whatever, and was designed to fit the brackets. So most people go, oh, they just moved these two down a little bit. They say, oh, they just moved the top ones down a little bit and put in 3/8 studs. Well, no, they didn't. No, they didn't. They moved all four of them. You know why all four of them had to be moved? Now, you have to understand that these people don't like to spend money. So these clowns out there that are trying to sell you brackets that fit on a normal can, none of the geometry works. It just doesn't work. Okay, for the slower individuals, this is a Hemi rear case, and this is a standard rear case. The bolt patterns, nor the size, or the push rod match up. This is a Hemi bracket. This is a Hemi bracket. It will go on a Hemi booster. You will never, ever get that bracket to go on there. It's not going to happen. So, why did they move all four of them? They moved all four of them because they found out to keep the geometry right, they needed to shift them down because the lever of the throw, now we have a lever instead of a direct drive that has a small radius built into it when it depresses, and so they needed to move all four studs to keep the geometry right. So this would push the rear push rod all the way in and activate the booster completely instead of half-ass. So, if you take a set of brackets and you Mickey Mouse in a rod and you make a set of brackets that just goes on here like this, like Phil Newcomb did in the 90s and ripped all them people off and these other clowns, although your Mickey Mouse setup may fit, because the geometry is off, the plunger doesn't get pushed all the way, and you have about 80% braking power. So, that's one of the little things about a Hemi unit that nobody knows except King Hemi Man, the Ram Man. The Hemi setup is its own animal. It's designed to be the baddest of the bad. You get an 1 1/8" master cylinder. You get a bracket set up with a 2-to-1 ratio on the booster. Never been done before. That's right, folks. A Hemi unit applies twice as fast as all others. A real Hemi unit applies twice as fast as all others because the brackets and the lever. You push here, and this moves farther. Normal booster, you push 1/4 inch, and this moves 1/4 inch. On this, you have a lever, you have ratio, you press 2 here, and you get 4 there. So, anyway, I just thought I'd talk about that a little bit. I haven't done a whole series in like 10 years or whatever. Now, these right there, 2 Hemi units that I'm getting ready to ship out. 70 Hemi CUDA, father and son right here, Robert and Jamie. This is their setup right here. It's a beautiful unit. Of course, everything's redone. Remember now, the Hemi units, everything was painted semi-gloss black. Every single thing was painted semi-gloss black. The other thing is, I should mention is, all Hemi units, whether it's a 66 B-body or a 71 CUDA, hear me, all Hemi units were designed to bolt up to the manual drum brake plate. On a B-body, it's that diamond hole plate. So, you understand? So, it's coming down the assembly line. It's a Hemi car. All they do is slap on the manual booster plate, the manual plate, where the master cylinder is, right? They just stuck it on the firewall, just like they normally did. You know, most Mopars were manual brakes, so this was not a unique thing. They slap that plate on there, and then it comes down, and the whole power unit bolts to that plate. The Hemi bracket system, this is the standard master cylinder pattern. No, master cylinders don't bolt here, but it's the standard master cylinder pattern. That's why it fits the 4 holes in the plate, and that's why this bolts to the car really fast. You jam that through the firewall, pull back the carpet, and tighten down the nuts. You jam this through the firewall, pull back the carpet, and run the nuts down, and you're done. That was one of the other things designed in the Hemi unit. Not only did it need to be powerful, not only did it need to have a huge reserve, because the first Hemis were running a solid cam. The first Hemis were running solid cams, dudes. You guys that call me up, tell me you got a little rough hydraulic cam in your $200,000 Hemi and tell me that you can't run power brakes, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You have no idea what you're talking about. Shit, I think I got lost. Yeah, so that's what you got. You got the baddest of the bad. So, one of the other things was, Hemi criteria, had to push an 1 1/8" bore, had to be big and powerful at the time, the biggest, most powerful booster of the day, needed the vacuum reserve, needed to put it on a bracket system so that it would fit. In doing so, they put it on a 2-to-1 ratio. It comes on faster than anything else. That's why the pedal sets so damn low on a Hemi car. The pedal sets unusually low on a Hemi car because the Hemi units come on twice as fast. You don't need much travel. These things are like a modern car with a step bore master cylinder and all that stuff. That's why your modern cars come on so damn fast. That's why they come on so damn fast. That's what a Hemi unit does too. Comes on really fast. So, and you got to remember that they also designed it so that it could be taken off. Listen to me, that's like the fourth criteria. They wanted it so that the assembly could be taken off very easily and very quickly. Because, once again, the first ones were running a mechanical cam. So you had to adjust the lash from time to time. You had to adjust the lash from time to time, pull the whole valve cover. Right? So, I ran across one picture a long time ago at a racetrack. I lost it, and I don't know where it went. So, this dude was in between rounds. This dude was in between rounds. And the whole, like a white 67, the whole power unit was sitting on the driver's side fender on the top. The whole thing. And I thought to myself, what's that dude doing? And then it dawned on me. So you think about this. Anybody that's ever done a master cylinder job or pulled a booster out of a Mopar and got up underneath that dash and all that old bullshit and broke your damn back and all that, I want you to think about something on a Hemi unit. You pull back the carpet and you take these nuts off. And you pull the pedal bolt. If you're good, race car driver, you can probably accomplish that in less than a minute flat. If you unscrew those two brake lines, you can grab this thing and set the son of a bitch on the ground. This is all one assembly. Off. Valve covers, feeler gauges, lash, back on. This is also why many Hemi cars don't have their Hemi units. Because they were so easy to take off, throw in the corner of the garage, sell when you were short on money. I ran into an old boy back in 2009. Some other big Mopar people remember. This dude was doing Hemi cars and high-end restorations, and he was selling he ran out of money and he was selling everybody's parts out the back door. Even called me up wanting me to know if I wanted a Hemi unit. They were on special. He had two of them. They were $6.95 complete. Front to back, gaskets and all. I didn't take them because they belonged to a client. Y'all Mopar resto dudes, be careful. Anyway, oh shit. Yeah, so you can get the thing on and off or put it, you know, it's easy to work with. It was a very well thought out. They did the whole thing like in 90 days. Maul, Mopar, and Bendix, they got together, a think tank, and boom, wham, bam. Here it is. God bless you. God bless America. And happy Mopar.